Have you ever read a good book filled with colorful characters, highs and lows, ups and downs, triumphs and tragedies, and life-changing experiences? Well, my life is like a book. Each chapter tells a story, and the chapters just keep getting better and better. My story begins in Canada, where I was born and raised. I grew up in a loving home surrounded by many friends and family. My days were spent going to school and playing hide-and-go-seek with the neighborhood kids. We didn't need to worry about stranger abductions back then. We played all day and our parents didn't even know where we were, finally coming home to eat supper. My summers were spent at my grandparents' lake house, water skiing, boating, swimming, or at my other grandparents' farm, where we would chase the cows and play tag in the cornfield. The harsh winters in Canada were spent skiing, snowmobiling, or ice skating. Life was good until tragedy struck my family when I was 11. My grandfather was murdered by a 16-year-old hitchhiker while he fished in a pond near our home. That part of my family seemed to die with him, and life changed for me that summer. My innocence was gone. I stopped playing games, and I began to wonder what my future would hold. Little did I know that years later, while throwing a frisbee on the beach, I would meet my future husband. Ours was a whirlwind romance, followed 1 year later by a fairy tale wedding, and a year after that by a beautiful baby girl. A new chapter in my life began when I left my family in Canada and moved to the United States. 22 months after my first daughter was born, my second daughter came along, and 9 years later, my son. My life was busy as a stay-at-home mom to 3 children and a 9-year-old stepdaughter. Much of our early married life was spent traveling to many different cities in the U.S. We've lived in Buffalo, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Nashville, Tennessee, Charlotte, North Carolina, back to Nashville, Tennessee, and finally Bowling Green, where I plan to stay for a long time. On January 20th, 2009, a new chapter in my life began when I became a grandmother, and I just found out that a new character is going to be added to my book when a new baby arrives in August. I like this chapter a whole lot, and I hope the book never ends. Well, at least not for a long, long time. I want there to be new chapters filled with adventures, hopes, and dreams fulfilled. And when the book does end, I want to be able to say, that was a good book.